Night has fallen in Disco Elysium on day 5, and Harry and Kim have things to do, but the clock is ticking, but maybe not ticking fast enough. I believe it's 1945 when the dice will be ready, assuming the dice maker is still open, and then it's 22 o'clock when the action starts to happen. But there might be some things we can do while we're waiting for these things on the other side of town. Oh, by the way, I probably just be a good idea to put on my encyclopedia clothes just when I'm not going for a check in general. Just, you know, we want to pass those passives. I forget what it is that we're dressed for right now. But I just want to make sure that we have our encyclopedia is as big as possible. Those glasses. Let's see. Encyclopedia is +3. So it's at 7. Looking good. I wonder if Everett will ever find out that we forged that signature. Well, we didn't forge it. We had Idiot Doom Spiral sign it, but he's not one of the people who needed to. Not sure if Everett will ever realize that. Let's talk to Joyce.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Not an umbrella, I hope. I don't need one myself, you see.
She pats her wet raincoat.
All around you, rain keeps falling down. On the wooden boards she's standing on, and on the water around you.
I could use a coat like that. The rain is freezing.
Sadly, I need this one myself. It's hydrophobic, repels water, almost magically. The company makes them for offshore platform personnel. Very sturdy.
Can we get a suggestion check for asking Joyce to give us her coat?
What I can do for you is answer some questions. Nothing like talking to pass a rainy day.
Well, all of these, nothing's lit up, so let's see. Oh. Okay, so we did talk to Everard, and okay, so things have lit up here. Ma'am, this whole thing is a takeover.
A takeover?
Yes. It's not a strike. You aren't being let in because there's nothing to negotiate. The union is taking the terminal.
If they're taking it...
She looks towards the colorful mountain of crates, like toy blocks rising above Martinez.
Green livery, changing into red, blot by blot.
Easy Leo is repainting those containers.
Like a cancer of the blood, metastasizing.
Oh. I mean, I don't know if I'd make that comparison conceptualization.
Then we're talking about a war. Everett needs to let me into the harbor at once. We need to talk about this.
And he's ready for a war. They all are.
They most certainly are not. Crenell has 1,000 men on their payroll. The next batch will be a platoon of 20 men and a gunship.
I've seen the Union's forces. They are better organized than these mercenaries. They also have the support of the people of Revachol West. It will take more than Crenell to wipe them out. Wild Pines will need to send more and better equipped men. Make no mistake, ma'am. I am sure you have the money. The question is, how many years and how many lives are you willing to sacrifice?
What do you suggest I do?
Will this affect your decision-making progress? It's not the RCM's job to make these decisions. The workers should have the harbor. Cut off the snake's head. Everard's pushing this. It's a bluff. Call it. I don't think it's a bluff. Bring in everything you have and wipe them from the face of the earth. It's Apocalypse O'Clock. Time to commence the gloaming. Well, we haven't been playing Apocalypse Cop. I wish there was a disco option. Will this affect your decision-making process?
Everything affects the decision-making process, Detective.
Officer?
The look on the lieutenant's face conveys uncertainty. He doesn't even sound angry.
For once, I don't seem to know what the right thing to do is.
I wish there was a disco option,
I'm afraid we won't disco our way out of this one.
she says with considerable regret. Well, it is true that it's not the RCM's job to make these decisions.
Of course. Your job is to clean up after them. And it looks like there will be a lot of cleaning to be done in the near future.
So what are you going to do?
What will I do?
She says, slowly looking around.
Did I ever tell you how they discovered this Isola? During our reality lowdown?
You said you would. One day.
It may be the only break we've ever caught as a species. The last one for 400 years.
Why?
The nations who colonized this Isola called theirs Muindi, the world. It was all they knew, all they thought would be. That there would be something more was a gamble, akin to another world, or life after death. The Pale was thought to be impregnable, perpetual. Irene la Navigateur, the Queen of Suren, sent 8 expeditions, one after the other, into the mass at the edge of the world. 5 of the crews did not return. 2 did, but had lost their minds.
8? Is that a normal number?
It was anything but normal. There was no precedent. People thought she was punishing the admirals, or had gone mad, or both. Until after years of trial and error, and the development of a strict psychological regime imitating the creation process of poetry.
Called Volta do Mar, or Return from the Sea.
The 8th expedition returned sane and intact. They told of a new continent of matter. They told the Queen and her counselor, Dolores Day, that the Pale had begun to condense, day after day, hour after hour, minute after minute, slowly raining down until it formed a vast ocean.
The air is cold and scented with petrichor. There are rain circles on water all around. Humidity crawls up your back like a piano trill.
Put our hand in the rain.
So does the lieutenant. His mouth is slightly open as he looks to the sky. The droplets feel warm, like spring rain.
This ocean?
The phenomenon has never again been encountered. For a time, the crew thought they were experiencing a hallucination. The mass hand proclaimed, "Lancielinde, Lancielinde," the signal to wake up. But they could not. They were sane and conscious, as islands began to appear on the horizon. There are 78,000 uninhabited islands in the Insulindian archipelago, officer. The freckled face of God.
She smiles.
You've thought it a million times.
After life, death. After death, life again. After the world, the Pale. After the Pale, the world again.
A total shift in human comprehension of reality. On the second day, a great skua was shot down above the flagship Lysergique. The bird was preserved and brought back, along with pollen. 4 years later, the Queen's counselor was proclaimed Her Innocence Dolores Day, the elected world spirit. The age of humanism, internationalism, and parliamentary rule followed. We were high.
Is that always there? That like little... what is that? Sort of like in the background of the text box. The great squaw was the first bird they saw.
The first living, autonomous organism. Proof of reality. It's the symbol of Insulinde, detective. The coat of arms of the suzerain and the wings on the crest of the commune.
I seem to have it in for it. Worked for me. I broke one.
In your defense, it is a nasty creature who plucks food from the throats of lesser birds. Yet much like Revachol, it is also magnificent and rare. Imagine the suzerain of seagulls.
I still think there's some reason to doubt that we might have broken the bird in the whirling. No one's proven that. Leaving us here.
On Caillou, the pebble, the largest of the fertile, uninhabited islands of the northeast Insulindian archipelago. 4 centuries and 2 revolutions later,
And this was the last break we got?
the nations of Mundi proceeded to discover 5 more Isolae. Or they discovered us, all in the rush of the great inter-Islary reconnection. But these others weren't uninhabited. We had to kill people there, wipe out indigenous populations, gunboat economies. Or they came to do the same for us, or had done to each other. But here,
She spreads her arms.
there was no one but the Skua, the Liliat Saya, and the Blood Beach, and the River Esperance. It was the new world. The Mondials used it to amass the greatest concentration of wealth mankind has ever seen. Revachol, the suzerain,
What happened?
revolution, poverty, and the mercurial rise of capitalism.
She nods. It's raining.
It is. Soon it will be spring and everything will blossom.
The gangs will run wild, jacking motor carriages, ferrying amphetamines through Coal City. Spring is tough in Revachol.
And what will you do?
I will surrender Terminal B to the Union.
Is that within your means?
She puts her hand in the rain. She's silent for a second.
We will see.
It is. It is well within her authority. It's been clear for some time that this woman is more than she lets on.
Ma'am, this may well unravel property law this side of the river. If that occurs, we may never see the end of this kind of confrontation. The next time there will be 2 strikes, then 4, then 100.
What happens will happen.
She takes the end in her rain-slick hand and starts untying the boat.
The
But
age
not.
of capital has only begun. I will talk to my employers in person. We will amputate and cauterize Martinez. If you handle the situation on the ground.
58% for rhetoric. She generally avoids that term with her employers. You're going now?
Yes, Mr. Clare has a 2-month head start. I can't let it grow any bigger. And I've exhausted all my options from here.
Well, maybe the chat can assist with this rhetoric check. This does mean we need some more int. Let's see if we can get it. So this would be an int boost to try to increase our chances that we get this red check. So Joyce usually doesn't use the term we, talking about her employers. And now we're at 72. Let's see if we can succeed.
There are no employers. She's a member of the board. Probably a partner.
You are the Wild Pines. There are no employers.
You are the citizens' militia. There are no superiors.
She turns to you, rope in hand. What? Of course I have superiors.
That's right, Detective. And next time, you should confer with them before you go setting events in motion.
Despite his words, he's not really sure whether to be annoyed with you or not.
Even after all this time, I still don't really understand who you are or what your angle is.
I have not deceived you. I showed you who I was. Rejoice Layton.
Understood.
Keep the peace, and I will keep my end of the bargain.
How far along is Crenell's investigation?
A confrontation is imminent. They have followed in your footsteps. As your investigation reaches a climax, so does theirs. They are your shadow. Arm yourselves. Protect their targets. Violence may be unavoidable, but we can limit the casualties.
When will they make their move? Where?
Soon. I do not know precisely. They have cut off all communication, you see. They know I've been feeding you information. One last thing, Lieutenant Dubois. I've given the matter much thought and come to this conclusion. You're not an amnesiac. You're insane. I know, because I, too, am insane. I just hide my illness better. And I'm rich.
You're over-radiated?
I'm overexposed, baby. My travels take me through the Pale dozens of times a year. I've got the longing. And I've got it bad.
She points to her heart.
She would die to return to it. The Pale, the past, anything one can return to.
How do you keep it together?
The same strict psychological regimen the 8th Admiral developed when he crossed the Pale and discovered this Isola, the Volta do Mar. It's used by inter-Islary travelers and other troubled souls, even to this day.
You could use a little of it yourself.
Isn't everybody a little insane?
No, Detective. No one's as insane as you.
Now, that might be right.
Don't worry, madame. I am very sane.
Yeah, see, because Kim's sane, we get to do what we want. Goodbye, Rejoice Layton.
Watch out for yourselves. They will strike soon.
And I guess Joyce has left the game.
The lieutenant watches her boat grow smaller on the bay, its white sails fluttering. With worry in his eyes, he does not know if it was the right thing to do, but he doesn't say anything. Slowly, the sails turn grey-blue as more oxygen gets between you.
And that's that. Well, Joyce said that she was going to let the Union have it, but also that the mercenaries are getting ready to make their move. And the Union doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't seem like the Union is exactly taking that as seriously as maybe they should. We got this, the Insulindian Miracle, 7 hours and 45 minutes. You were reminded of a poem, somewhere deep inside you, the translation of which you don't remember. Nola Sara cambiato della luce, it begins, colore come grigio e marron, tutti stampati uno sull'altro, trovai un voto, una macchia bianca, gli altri guardano, c'è bella giornata, c'è bel tempo, ma cinta e rotativa. You were reminded of it when you heard about the discovery of Insulinde, but what does it mean? And how do you know it by heart? So let's see, we do have a few thoughts. We didn't want rigorous self-critique or regular law official. There's actual art degree, motorway south, cleaning out the rooms, and the Insulindian Miracle. Man, it's hard to say what these would do or which thoughts we would want to get rid of. As far as the points go, well, let's think about this. I am kind of curious about this one, considering it's the thought that we got as Joyce left, which seems significant. Okay, so Wasteland of Reality means that alcohol doesn't do anything. Reduces physical instrument Inland Empire suggestion, but also increases psyche in general +1. Some debuffs and some buffs. We might want to get rid of that. Hardcore, +1 endurance and volition. Also, I'm wondering if maybe that might help with the church. I'm not sure. +2 perception. That's just very good. Pain threshold, +1. Physique learning caps raised by 1. Attacking physical objects heals our damage. Jamais vu. +1 XP for every orb clicked. Intellect learning caps raised by 1. I guess how good this is really depends on how much of the game is left. Because, like, at the beginning of the game, I could, like, this would be really good because you have so many orbs. But at some point, you're not going to have that many orbs left. And I don't know when that point is. I'm not sure. It might... This might be the one. It might be time to get rid of Jamais vu. Communist. I mean, we have to keep this at least until we do the communist meeting. Superstar. Negative logic. -1 to logic. The learning caps for a few things raised to 6. Do we really want to keep... Is that really helping us? Let's see. Logic is 2. So getting rid of that would raise to 3. The learning caps would... I mean, not really, like, not really boosting all these things to 6. So maybe this is not real... Maybe that's still needed. Maybe that is still needed. This one is succeeding hand-eye coordination passives. Detective Cousteau, Savoir-faire, Esprit de Corps, which are two stats that we don't have a whole lot in, so it's probably good to have that. All right. Maybe it's time to get rid of our superstar thought. I do like being a superstar cop, of course, but I don't think this is... I don't think this is really helping us. I don't think it is. Or jamais vu. So this... Yeah, maybe it's time to get rid of this. All right. And the one I was interested in is the Insulindian Miracle. There's no debuff to this. It'll be a while before we get it. It's 1946. Oh, let's just try. Let's just see. I don't suppose fast travel might be working. No, can't seem to click on anything. If the dice maker is still open. Then we could get those dice now. Well, it does seem like things are coming to a head. Any pretense of negotiating with the Union is gone. Joyce is left to return back to Wild Pines, I suppose. And the mercenaries are on the verge of attacking. How much time do we have left before that happens? We don't know. And of course, the mercenaries are here just beyond a mission. They're here for revenge for the death of one of their own, since of course they're blaming the Union for it. But we don't know for sure if it's a Union person who's behind it. Ruby is the lead. But we don't know. It would be nice to be able to prove who the murderer is when the mercenaries get here.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Well, yeah, I did order one. Do I not have the option to get it? Let me just take a look again. Am I just misreading the time? 11:43, 8 hours. So we are just over that.
Oh, it's you again. How did I become one?
She doesn't let it show, but
Some of my
Like we have seen this.
over the years. I'm sorry. I'm a bit over nothing.
the lieutenant,
Your window looks direct.
I'm sorry, detective, but
she nods.
anything else, officer?
I don't know. Maybe it's later. Maybe it's later. Maybe it's not exactly 8 hours. Back to the fishing village we go. And I don't... Just try it again. The map, I don't suppose. No? No. No. There are some things that we could potentially do. There was one particular quest that we've never actually did anything for, which was to look at the other spots that the sniper shot could have come from. One of them was the boardwalk. Oh, these guys are still here. Let's see if we can find the... Well, this is the pipe where we suspect Ruby went through, but that's supposedly advancing plot, so we're gonna hold off on that. Stop messing with the coin viewer. Hold on to something. The wind is strong. It's a long way down to your death from here. 20 meters at least.
There's some tear. An empty cigarette packet.
We've seen this. Alright, so... maybe it's not here? Not exactly sure where the points are to investigate. One of them was the boardwalk, but where exactly on the boardwalk? Then another point was to the north of the church. Well, might as well make a phone call while we're here.
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. There's a bitter, coarse life is garbage.
Sure, let's call again.
You dial the number again. 26 pulls of the rotary dial. The machine eats the coin, and a terrifying ocean of distance rustles in your ear. In the middle of it, a familiar ring. Small, distorted, calling, calling.
Let it call.
Calling, 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 calling. It looks like she doesn't want to pick it up, Harry. Stop scaring her.
Why?
Come on, you know why.
Hang up.
The headset lands in the cradle with a clank.
We're going to... well, you will go into the church, but first... I believe one of the points to investigate was to the north here. Here's this door that we didn't try to open because it's a red check. I mean, we could try it. But I'm not sure if I get to one of those potential points where the shooter might have been. I'm not sure what it looks like. Do we just automatically get like a thought bubble?
Is there something here?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
A sniper used this place as a nest for taking the shot. Just some urban detritus, a bottle, and a dilapidated old comms tower. In the distance, you can hear the breakers roar.
I don't see it, Lieutenant W. Freighter. I don't see a person take a shot here and hit something there. In the whirling in rugs.
What about the cigarette butts?
Those? A smoking assailant who favors Tumutiri to Astra or Joanne? Cigarette butts are everywhere. This is a common brand for all men.
Tiomotiri was a Revacholian colony on Ilmaran. The suzerainty's population was mostly Ilmaran Areopagites, up to 97%. The region was known for its tobacco export, hence the name.
I want to know a lot more about this.
Oh, you do? The butts you saw had a silhouette of a boy wearing a coffee hat, a tobacco picker. This boy is the Tiamatiri brand logo. Contemporary Rivisholians prefer Yuan, a local blend from the southern islands, or Astra, a legendary cigarette from Grad. Tiamatiri is favored by older men who like its old-fashioned paper filter tips, insane amount of tar, and the sweet smells of colonialism and halva.
Ah, that smell of colonialism. Maybe the campfire was used by the perpetrator.
To warm his hands before pulling the trigger? Perhaps. But anyone could have made this. The coast is specked with fires this time of year.
He looks around.
Truthfully, this seems like a very poor choice to take a 1.2 kilometer rifle shot from. Visibility is awful. There's water vapor everywhere. I think we can rule out biddable prime, was it?
Maybe the assailant climbed the comms tower. Took the chute there?
It's not possible to climb that ladder. And even if it were, why? There's no platform up there to aim from.
The lieutenant looks up, raising his collar. Look over the water to the whirling in rags.
There, 1.2 kilometers over the wave-crossed bay, through heavy, dark grey curtains of rain, you see the smallest rectangle, barely visible. It's late. There is no light on the third floor of the whirling in rags. No shape moves behind it. Glazia must be out on the town, smoking, drinking, being happy and elated, without you. Because you're here, freezing in the wind, aren't you? Doing your detective work.
Okay, electrochemistry. Okay. Look, we have smokes. We have some booze on us. We got speed. I think we're doing okay. All right. So did that update this quest? Yeah, we checked Land's End. Then there's Boardwalk and Island. And I think we have to... we may have to talk to that one person about traveling to the island. Let me remind myself about this door.
An old door, worn by
Interfacing, yeah.
guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
I think that we are wearing our gloves. Yeah. This is like the only thing that actually gives us any increase to interfacing, which is at 5 currently.
An old door,
Sure.
worn by elements.
Why not?
The depot. The wind has blown. You rattle the handle a bit, then push on the door with all your weight. It does not budge. Not only is it locked, it's also jammed shut.
Huh. The door shut tight. How can we get in there?
We don't get in there.
What do you mean? We get into, like, everywhere.
Frankly, you're just going to have to accept the fact that you can't get in through every single door.
No. We've gotten into every door thus far. That's what we do. We open doors. We're cops. That's our perk. Even Everard knew that's a part of our MO.
But that's who I am. Who we are.
Yeah, I understand you. I like opening doors as much as the next guy. But this one is simply beyond repair and we don't have the resources needed to open it. Relax, no one's hiding in there. If we can't open it, others can't either. And thus they can't get in.
He looks at the door with a rueful smile.
At least you can think about opening it, about doors in general. They are, after all, fundamental to your life. Perhaps something useful will come from this.
I got a thought from that. One more door. Temporary research bonus. +1 to half-light. What's behind it? 45 minutes. God damn it, it cannot be. A disgrace. That door on the coast. You remember the one, right? The one that leads to the abandoned supply depot? Why, in the name of all that's holy, does it not open? Why? There has to be a way to get through that unopenable door. By gods, you're the police. All doors are supposed to open before you. What will the others at the precinct think if you can't open a goddamn door? There must be a way. Huh. So, unusual, the while you're researching it, you get a +1 to half-light. It's a very short period of time, too. Curious as to what that would be. But, we're already internalizing a thought right now. Let's head inside the church. Why would we get a thought about that door? All right, there's this window check. I believe we did fail it. It's probably still closed. Oh, no, it's here. 8%.
A precious and complex
+1 because of discovery of Insulinde.
A crack runs across the length.
8%. Yeah, visual calc is at 0 right now. I don't think we have a lot that helps with it. Yeah, that's +1. Yeah, it's 2 pieces of clothing.
The mother of humanism stands above.
That's still only 28%.
Complex wax painting on a single pane of glass.
I don't currently have a point that could go into that. I would like to know, I would like to be able to get this one, because when we first saw it, Harry was thinking that maybe he had something to do with why this is broken. But my visual calculus is just so low. Oh, hold on.
Good morning, comrade! Yeah! Harder car!
Interfacing. Yeah, the gloves are the only thing that we have that increase that. I mean, we could use speed to increase the motorics, but still, even with the speed and the and a chat boost, that would still be pretty low. Whoops, not that. Let me take a look at what checks are available right now.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
Okay, there's a dance check. +1, aesthetic of analytic music, +1, higher quality audio, +1, dance fever incoming, +1, found the melody, composure, it's still low.
Goodbye, officer.
Is there anything we can do to help out with this? We do have a couple things, I think. Yeah. Oh, maybe it was just the jacket? Was that the only composure thing we have? Might be. Composure, +2. It's also, okay, we got the shoes on. That's also doing it. So all we could do is really the +1 from,
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
yeah, still so low. Okay, well, I mean, I guess there is a reason why the remaining checks in this church are ones we haven't succeeded yet. It's because the percentages are just all so low.
Welcome back.
Reaction speed, 8%. Was there anything that we could use to buff that? Yeah, that's right. It was only the hat. It was only the hat that did it.
Welcome back.
Still extremely low. Whoops, I keep doing that. Alright, so I guess if we pump things up, the highest chance I get of getting any of these white checks is visual calculus. Am I still wearing those? I am still wearing the visual calculus glasses. So visual calculus +1.
The mother of humanism stands above you, a precious and complex.
There wasn't anything else, right? No, that's right. The commander's jacket also had another point. Okay. Let's... Oh, wait, I'm holding it, yeah. Yeah. I am holding the smokes.
The mother of humanism stands above you.
Okay, well, let's see
Wax painting.
if the chat can give me an additional point to int.
Her face oval and sad.
So visual calculus is under int. Let's see if we can do it. And let's see if, at least we can get a 50% chance on this viscalc check. %58 on the viscalc check. Give us... reconstruct the cracked glass.
Nothing. Just the edge of the crack sparkles in the dark. There may have been a writing here, but you cannot make out what it said.
Nope, it didn't happen. Didn't happen for us. I wonder... the dance one, I wonder if that could possibly increase if we succeeded at making the music more hardcore.
Yeah! Harder core!
Harder core. I don't know if that's how it works, but I wonder if that could be a possibility. It's a couple of minutes before we can redo such a check. I mean, not just a check. I mean, have a chat boost to a stat. So let's go out and talk to someone else while that cooldown is happening.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon, I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
Suggestion is very low for the date. I don't know if in Harry's mindset, if romance is something he really should be pursuing. I'm looking for someone else.
Oh? Who?
I'm not looking for anyone else.
Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
All right, I guess this is the I guess there was no other conversation that we could do. That one bit about finding a potential shooting point on the boardwalk. I wonder where exactly that would be. I mean, could it be on top of this building? That on top of the building is not a boardwalk, but...
A rusty ladder leads to the rooftop. Some of the rungs are missing.
Yeah, that doesn't look good at all.
Assess the situation.
The distances between the remaining rungs are rather wide. You'd have to use the mounting brackets. However, they seem corroded and the peeling rust is razor sharp. In addition, the first rung is going to be tough to reach. It's what, 3 meters above the ground? And you're 180?
190. I'm a giant.
Okay, but still, the roof is collapsing and the wind gets pretty brutal up there. Dismounting from the ladder is going to be hard. Perhaps if you were to not climb the ladder. Instead, what if you were to reconceptualize climbing the ladder? Astral projection. Be open-minded about this.
Hey, I'm down to try.
Yeah, because falling from that height seems, well, splat. So don't do that. Just, you know.
What if I don't climb? What if I just teleport?
Teleportation is not a thing.
Lieutenant stares at you, stone-faced. Come on, Kim. Where's your adventurous spirit?
This really has nothing to do with adventure. We are dealing with basic physics here.
It won't hurt to try.
Oh yes, it could hurt. A lot.
He is restraining himself from using a parental tone with you right now.
Wow, Savor, that's higher than I would thought. Because I saw... we saw the crab man climbing, so why can't we? All right, do we have anything that could help with that? Savoir Faire has always been quite low. Currently, it's 2. Is anything doing... something's... The snakeskin shoes. These shoes are hurting it. Take off the shoes. Do it barefoot. The sunglasses. No, that's negative. Okay. We have 4 uses of speed left. I keep doing that.
The rusty ladder leads to the rooftop.
83%. Might as well ask the chat for a boost, because why not? We need to boost Motorix. Need a boost to that yellow with the Motorix. Let's see if we can get it even higher. And I want to see Raphael, I should say. I want to see him teleport. Can we get him to teleport? 92%. All right, put your fingers to your head and think about where you want to go.
All you need to do is close your eyes and concentrate. Darkness enfolds you. You can feel the distance between the bench and the first rung of the ladder. All you need to is...
do it.
Zoot, zap, pow, crinkle. It's like magic. You feel yourself disappear. Your atoms fading out of existence.
I'm pretty sure that's the sound effect of teleporting, yes?
Okay, well, that's impressive, but...
Bam! You find yourself on the roof, having mastered the art of physical displacement.
I did it, Kim! I teleported!
I just saw you climb the ladder. You just climbed it like a regular person.
The wind at the top of the building starts howling loudly, blowing away the lieutenant's voice. Faintly you hear...
Never mind. Find a way to let me in when you get inside. Don't go adventuring without backup, especially if we think the suspect may be hiding here.
Now, I can't believe we teleported. It's incredible. The central support beam has just been destroyed by artillery fire. Stones fall. It's a long way down. The glass is covered with grime and dust. You can barely see out. Oh, and right. Probably should, you know, put on our encyclopedia clothes again. Whenever we're done trying to do a check, we want to make sure that encyclopedia speaks up as much as possible, because money appears out of somewhere. Where does it come from, do you think? You think it just pops out of Harry's mouth when we succeed at this and we get some real? Where does it come from? I guess it's a mystery. Postcard? Oh yes, the flashlight, of course. It's dark in here. This collapse nearly sealed the basement. One can barely squeeze by. Antiquated office furniture. Last century, maybe. Brought down and forgotten so long ago. This overturned table is covered in orange mildew, crawling with something. Old file folders in the cart. Documents silvery with mold. Well, I guess if we knew that we were coming in here, probably should have kept Jamais-Vu for a few minutes more. A series of thick, dusty panes of glass. Ooh, a new coat. It's +1 to suggestion. We need that for, we needed that for something. We needed some powered up suggestion. In the beam of the flashlight, a crevice in the wall. Oh, we can just walk in there? Stale fabric smell and dust. No one slept here in months, maybe years. These pots and plates are full of dust and spiders' webs. Revolutionary propaganda on the bunk bed, ancient flyers and brochures. The same slit window we saw from the outside.
Could this have been the killer's hideout? And this narrow window, the point of origin of the shot that killed the mercenary?
Ah, we found the point that we were looking for. It wasn't really on the boardwalk, it was inside this building on the boardwalk.
This does look like an embrasure, a slit made for shooting out of.
Peek out.
In the darkness, you can barely make out the falling snow. It settles, making the night still quieter.
Would this have been a good hideout for a sniper?
It's a good place to hide, but doesn't look like anyone has stayed here in a while.
Is it feasible to hit a target in the whirling in rags from this window?
No, it's not. No matter how you crane your neck, you can't see the whole of the whirling in rags, and certainly not the relevant segment of the top floor.
Well, that's that then.
A mustachioed and mutton-chopped man, amateurishly depicted, gazes at you with sad eyes. The plaque reads, K. Mazov. There is a spider web in the lower left corner of the portrait.
Brush the dust off.
Years' worth of dust is shaken off, the full head of hair matched by an ample moustache and sideburns. look a bit silly. Someone crouches, heels digging into wet sand. Hands sweep across the sand, grains sticking to the frayed skin of the fingertips. An old man sits on a slab of concrete and taps his fingers against the glass of a scope. You shudder.
Glass of a scope, you say? Hands sweep across the sand and a slab of concrete. This is a hat. +1 to Mesovian socioeconomics. Well, I guess when we go to the communism meeting, we know what we're wearing. There's up there. Anything down here? Oh, Kim's just standing right there.
2 rusty metal plates that slide apart form a crude door. It's been here under the boardwalk for a while.
Who's there?
What do you mean, who's there? It's me, Kim. Stop playing around and help me get this door open.
Push it open.
The doors seem to be on rails, but they've gotten jammed. You grab a side and put some strength into prying it open. With the help of your partner, the 2 metal panels slide open with a creak.
Huh. I hope no one dangerous heard that.
You ready?
Yes. Time to investigate these passages. Let's move quietly and not make more sound.
Not running is a great way to do that.
Let's see. Do we want to investigate the building? Or is that progress? Hard to say. If we encounter Ruby and it ends up being a thing that would progress the plot. But I mean, I guess we got into the building without using the pipe. So what happens if we use the pipe? Oh, the pipe doesn't show up anymore. It was this, but I guess the pipe doesn't matter now. All right, well, we found the second point. The third point is the island for bullet traces. But how do we get there? Like, Joyce had a boat, but like the subject of asking her about going there never came up. And I thought that maybe that other woman that's standing at the docks, that maybe we could ask her about it, but that subject doesn't seem like it's coming up either. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what we would do about that. Like, how else would we be able to get to the island? She did mention, like, I think when we first had a conversation with her, she did mention going out on her boat. But I forget if she gave us a certain time when that's going to happen. Like, maybe it's during the daytime or something. If that's the case, then I guess that we can't get to that third area. Not tonight, anyway.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope that...
Nothing new here.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks...
No.
The scruffy-haired little...
No. Okay, so let's do a quick check. 22 o'clock. The fish market, which is coming up. Walk past the fishing village. Let's see where that is. Walk past the fishing village until you get to the boardwalk, which is where we just were. It mentioned the fish market, but I'm not sure which one that's exactly supposed to. Is it this? which structure would be considered the fish market. Oops, not that.
A row of ghostly shades face
Yeah, we already did this.
with another
Oops, not that.
shade. A cold sea behind this building.
Yeah, I remember that one. Oh. The boards crack dangerously as you run. Be careful here. In any case, no one's going to be at the fish market now. But I guess just as long as we know that it's on the boardwalk somewhere, and we know where the boardwalk is, it's right here. Whoops. Nope. Right, and we've been here, so it's going to be somewhere on the boardwalk. Okay. Offer figurines if we ever meet Dolores Day somehow. Pick up dice. Maybe dice are ready now. Can't do that yet. We could do that. Explore passages below failed building, but we're waiting on that. We need interfacing for that. One more for this. Wait for Kim to go to bed for this. Wait for Kim to go to bed for this. We never found the murder weapon. And Fawn. Well, I mean, we need to be friends with Kuno if we're gonna have any chance of getting those pants. I suppose let's see. Well, I am about to pick up dice, and dice, the first dice we got did have the effect of unlocking some of the checks. I don't know what's going to happen when we pick up these dice. Like, which checks would it unlock? But I guess we should probably just do the checks in here. Even if we fail them all, probably one of them is going to get unlocked when we get those dice. Okay, this one was composure?
Oh, hey, man.
Composure. Oops.
Goodbye, officer.
Alright. Not like we were able to increase this much.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
28%. All right. Does the chat want to try to boost our motorics? Composure would be a mot. So let's see if we can just boost this a little bit more. Just a little bit more. 42%. Can we just dance? We cannot.
And dream of the shapes your body should form to bring this strange music into life. For now, such ferocity of motion is beyond you.
But just imagine the moves you could pull to this futuristic beat.
Puts a grin on your face just to think about it. Even a failed attempt gets the juices flowing and repairs some of the damage done by battles lost. If you up the dose and truly dance, who knows what will happen?
What do you mean, electrochemistry?
Salvation.
Well, it's locked for now.
Goodbye, officer.
Goodbye. And this was interfacing, which is +2 because of the gauntlets, and we had nothing else that helped for that.
Good morning, comrade.
28%. Can we connect the dots? We cannot.
Say what you said before, the exact same thing. Or wait, say something that's only marginally different. It will yield a drastically different outcome.
You should crank up the oscillator matrix.
Oscillator matrix? Where is that?
Let a pro show you how it's done as we turn knobs at random.
As you fiddle with the knobs on the mixer, the young man stares with amazement.
Copman can ride the knobs! So cool!
He gives you a thumbs up.
Whatever it is you did, it seems to have helped slightly. Maybe now you'll be able to make sense of it.
Really? Wow, that went up because we fiddled with some knobs. All right. 42%. Can we connect the dots?
Side
Yes. Sidechain? What does it even mean?
Listen, you can use the compressor to select between which track it's compressing, either the auxiliary signal or the main input from the tape. Make it alternate between the signals. The compressor controls the gain based on the level of the signal on the aux sidechain input. It will allow maintaining a loud sound without peaks that fill up all the headspace.
Okay, Egg, you need to start sidechaining it.
Sidechaining it, you said?
He turns down the music, his hands moving deftly across the mixer, setting up the necessary controls.
Then he puts on his headphones and his eyes go wide, wider than they've ever gone on drugs. He starts jumping up and down with bliss in total silence, still listening to his headphones.
Hey, what did you do to Egghead, Copman? Did you break him?
Just wait and see.
Are you ready, posse?
Noid straightens his back, ready for the beat.
I was born ready, Egg.
Give him a thumbs up.
Speed Freak dances on the stage, intensely waving his hand in the air.
This is beauty! This is life!
What in the world is going on? The way melody and bass flow together, it's unnatural.
Your body is taking a beating from the low frequencies crashing over you. It's making you feel alive again.
This one is for the Anadic generation.
Introducing the ultimate sound!
We have tamed the sound, made it our own.
God damn it! This dance club idea might just work out. DeLorean Church! The place to be! Pump it! Pump it!
Egg's losing himself in the sound.
Who will be the innocents of hardcore melodic dance music.
Well, we did it. The sound has been tamed. Right? We helped Egghead with his beat. I don't suppose we could try dancing again. Now that the music is so hardcore.
Oh, hey, man.
Oh no, it is. It's up even higher because we found the beat.
Goodbye, officer.
Let's see. Did I change? Let's see. I have +2 to composure. This windbreaker and snakeskin. Those are the only composure clothes that I have. Not sure if we still. I don't know if the speed is still. The speed might still be active. I think we're still on it.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
But the chat can try to increase my motorics again. Try to increase our composure to 6 and see how that increases our percentage. Because we gotta dance. We need to dance. Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau. He has sung on karaoke, but now he has to unleash his moves that stir within the depths of his soul. Can he do it at 72%? Can he dance?
You close your
He can.
your skull, leaving your brain to wonder, where did that little fluttering light go?
Total darkness. You sink down the darkest fathoms of your own personal deep, vertebrate by vertebrate, through the unformed skulls of your mind.
Or spine.
Here it will begin.
Where did the church go?
Who fucking cares?
I hate waking life. I hate this world. I hate and fear everything. All I want is to dance. Please, God, just let me dance.
God? Where is your God?
Well, electrochemistry would say I'm carrying that in my hands right now, but I disagree with him on a few things. Where did the music go?
Oh, don't worry. The music's still there. It's you who is gone.
No, really. Why can't I hear anything?
This is a pivotal moment. Try not to piss yourself.
Concentrate on hearing.
Nothing. Just the immaculate silence of your spinal fluid. Electrified.
What was that about unformed skulls?
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Every vertebrae in your spine is an unformed skull ready to pop up and replace the old one. Like shark teeth. The one you're currently in has a little brain forming in it, waiting for its turn.
Well, that is a brand of body horror that I've never considered before, and that is horrible. And Spinal Cord has never spoken up before.
To rule the world.
Is that true?
Yes, it's all true. In the spinal cord.
What's happening?
From what I can see, it's about to bust a move.
Well, yes, that is what we're here for. We are here to bust a move.
Foolhardy! Do you even know what's happening on the surface? Maybe 1,000 years have passed. Or maybe you started spazzing out like 2 seconds ago.
With your eyes still closed, the first thing you feel, all the way back in the pivoting darkness of your own torso, is warmth. You have become a triumph of rhythmoplastics, somewhere in a smelly wooden church on the coast of Revachol. The wounds from the war you waged on your body are healing, twist by twist, turn by turn. You must have touched upon an entirely new way of moving the human body. Every motion is pumping your brain full of endorphins. Open your eyes to the pioneering glory of hard style. As you open your eyes, you should scream, hyper, hyper. It seems appropriate.
Hyper! Hyper!
You have become a flawless interlocking mechanism, a flesh and bone approximation of the throb coming from the speaker setup of the one called Eggheads, entirely, rigidly imbecilic, without pity or fear.
Oh my god! No way!
Hard cop.
With his reel-to-reel mixer blasting the anthem of a future that will never come, the young man observes your moves for a second. He throws a screwdriver and a bunch of drill chucks into the corner and explodes into dance. What he lacks in sharpness, he more than makes up for in violent enthusiasm.
Turn to a cell. What are you doing?
The young woman lifts her headphones up slightly and raises her chin, looking at you expectantly.
Asil, aren't you going to dance?
No, recording.
She turns to Suna, then back to you. She briskly shakes her head and puts her headphones back on.
The lead programmer throws the other young woman a knowing glance before turning her attention back to her own work. She's still at her mainframe, pressing buttons, reading printouts, but she started nodding her head along to the music.
Dance! It's the law.
The young man immediately bounces up and down, then assumes the same dance pattern, embellishing it with some sort of waving motion. The authority of the law is clearly unquestionable.
Kim, get in here.
What's going on here? Delinquents.
This is clearly a Code 31 emergency.
Code 31! Code 31!
The lieutenant squeezes the bridge of his nose. The lights reflect off his glasses. He's obviously having trouble adjusting to this new reality.
The Code 31 emergency? Really?
Yes, officer in need of assistance. On the dance floor.
The lieutenant crosses his arms with a bemused look.
What's happening?
I'm undercover.
Good for you. Rock on, then.
We ain't going anywhere before we tear shit up.
What?
I did say there was an emergency on the dance floor, did I not? The emergency? Not enough Kim.
Oh, come on, hurry.
Wow, very high, 97%. +1 respects you, +1 emergency on the dance floor, +3 outrank him, +1 dancing so infectious.
Who's the one in charge? You are.
Lieutenant, I'm only going to pull a rank on you one time, and that time is now.
Are you kidding me?
I assure you I am not. Now get your groove on, Lieutenant.
Get my what on?
The lieutenant leans closer, unable to make out your words over the pumping beats. I said, get your goddamn groove on, boogie woogie.
Sheesh, okay.
He backs up with his hands raised in the air, observing the crisscross of your feet.
Okay, you psychopath. I see what you're doing there. It's jacked up footwork, plus some... Is that Ubi folk dancing? Nah, it's not Ubi folk. It's hardcore.
Yeah, whatever.
You talk a big talk, Lieutenant. Let's see some moves.
Oh yeah? I did 15 years in the juvenile crime unit. I can do age inappropriate. Now, check this shit out.
The lieutenant begins to heel kick the church floor with such intensity, it's reasonable to fear he'll kick a hole right through it, causing the floor to crack and the pillars to collapse, bringing the church roof down on all of you. It doesn't look like he'd give a shit either.
Is there anything more I can do? I want to break the limit.
The dynamic motion of your flailing body bordering on the extreme. You're going off the charts. You feel as if turning on the hyperdrive will be a point of no return. Feels almost miracle. Are you sure you have the entire posse around for this?
Together, where are you?
Here we go again! Hardcore fancy air! The sound above my head!
What now? The sound above your what?
Above my hair, man!
Okay, this is too imbecilic. Excuse me.
Shivers, turn on the hyperdrive. +1 speed addict. +1 Suna is in. +1 Andre's dancing harder. +2 got Kim dancing. Let's turn on the hyperdrive.
On the coast of the Martinez Inlet, in a small weather-beaten stave church built 380 years ago by settlers from the Occident, most likely to guard against an anomaly at its center, an officer of the RCM is contorting his body into idiotically rigid shapes as he invents the future of dance music. It's the hardest anyone has ever danced.
What is this strange feeling I keep having? This cold. Even now.
I am La Revacholière. I am the city.
What do you mean? You are the city.
I am a fragment of the world spirit, the genius Loki of Revachol. My heart is the wind corridor. The bottom of my air is red. I have 100,000 luminous arms. Come morning, I carry industrial dust and let it settle on tree leaves. I shake the dust from those leaves and onto your coat. I've seen you. I've seen you. I've seen you with her. And I've seen you without her. I've seen you on the crescent of the hill.
How are you talking to me?
The modulations of my voice are noted down with thermometers and barometers. You feel me in your nostrils, on the little hairs on the back of your neck. I also reside in your lungs and vestigial organs. Everywhere there is space.
But who am I? Why are you talking to me?
You are an officer of the citizens' militia, Jaunt in Rebut. When you wear your coat, you wear my soul. You move through my streets freely, in motor carriages and on foot. You have access to the hidden places. You also circulate among those who are hidden. I need you. You can keep me on this earth. Be vigilant. I love you.
An officer of the RCM is lying on the floor of a small church with his eyes rolled back and his tongue lolling out. Several others are standing around him. He slowly comes to.
Had a good rest there?
I spoke to the city of Revachol.
Fuck yeah! I bet you did. Those were some advanced moves, man.
That's all great, but we should really get going. We spent enough time doing aerobic exercise for today.
Get up.
You might be imagining it, but it feels like Egghead turned the volume down. Such is his respect.
Man! Now, man! Now...
The would-be leader stutters with excitement.
Now imagine if we could do that, right? But with like 1,000 people. End of human development. Mission complete.
Right, ecstatic.
All right.
You're absolutely beat. Muscles relaxed and feet like noodles underneath.
That's it. For now.
Goodbye, officer.
Well, that was quite a thing. We finally reached the true hardcore. And we got Kim to join us as well. And that enabled us to become in contact with the city. We've heard that voice before. Sometimes when we've had shivers checks. Usually it's in the usual voice, but sometimes we get that woman's voice. And it turns out that that voice is the city of Revachol itself that Shivers puts us in contact with. And that's the longest conversations we've had with her. And well, I can only assume that this is the culmination of this whole church side quest. You know, this whole church thing has basically been a side quest, not really having much to do with the main story, but it's just a thing that we come back to every once in a while to just make some advancements for, such as when we first got here, we talked to Crabman, we found the computer, we talked to Suna, we talked to the youngins outside in their tent, and then we had this like a whole bunch of steps in the quest to get Suna and the guys and Estelle together, get them in the church, get the club set up, find out about the swallow, find out what it is, that it's part of the Pale. Just a lot of things we've been doing here, and it's all basically been a side quest, and there's still like white checks that we haven't done yet in here, but could it really get any bigger than what just happened here as we finally became one with the hardcore and were able to talk to Revachol itself? I can only say that it doesn't get bigger than that. We're going to save the game. It is 2051 on day 5 of Disco Elysium. At 22 o'clock, a little over an hour from now, we're going to confront someone about getting our gun. But could that possibly be more climactic than what happened here in the church, in the club, in the combination church club? We'll find out next time as we continue on with Disco Elysium.